Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures traded in consolidation mode again this week, which we expected. Back down here is where we saw some consolidation and then a breakout up here. There was 1 week's consolidation here before new highs were established. Some supply was drawn out and was pretty strong supply up here as price traded above these new highs. And eventually the supply won out on this bar. Price broke down. There was some buying support emerge off the lows, which you can see here. And from that point, the market moved into consolidation mode. This is a normal pullback in response to supply being drawn out. Pull back, challenge the sellers, then move into consolidation mode. And that happened for 7 weeks of consolidation. Then there was a secondary attempt to push up to the highs of the range, which if I carry that line across, you can see price pushed up to the highs of the range here. A week's consolidation, an attempt to break out. There was a close off the week's high, which suggests there was some supply in the market, and the volume being above average for the breakout, and the close off the high suggested there was some supply being drawn out. It wasn't as heavy as back here, but there was still supply being drawn out, and in response, the markets pulled back, challenged the sellers, consolidate and absorb supply, and this week, volume reduced to below the average on this week's bar. That suggests that selling pressure, at least at this level, has reduced and is below the average now. And that opens the door for an attempt to push higher again and effectively complete the breakout. So what you would say has happened here is an attempt to break out, a return to the breakout line to test the market for strength. It's been established that selling pressure appears low now, and that should open the door for an attempt to continue higher. Most likely when trading conditions are favourable, this market's in a bit of a hurry more recently, so it's probably going to be next week sometime. You may find an initial test for supply early next week or over the weekend, but the door is certainly open for an attempt to push higher in response.